Hey everyone, it's Ivan, KitBadger.com, out here for another gear review, and today talking flashlights. This guy right here, which is actually a headlamp, it is the SureFire Minimus. Well, you're probably familiar with a lot of SureFire lights, whether it's handheld tactical lights, weapon mounted, X300, Ultras, all that stuff. They also make headlamps. This guy right here. And you can wear it, depending on how you want to wear it, either like this, basically right-handed controls, or you can flip it over, wear it left-handed, it doesn't really matter. Big picture, your controls are over here, and yeah, there's some pretty neat stuff built into it. The pad right here, kind of almost like a neoprene material, goes against your forehead, and then the whole unit can adjust. It'll actually adjust 360 degrees, not that you need to shine it back at yourself, but plenty of illumination depending on what you want to do and where you need to focus your light. Over here, you have an on button, you press it, and there's 13 different settings that are controlled with this piece by twisting it, going from a low setting of 5 lumens to a max setting of 300 lumens. And then if you press it again, it'll turn off, press it and hold it, and it'll actually go into SOS, where it will blink SOS. Again, press it, turn it off. Over here, you can unscrew it, battery compartment, and the unit, hang on a second, and the unit actually runs off of one CR123 battery. And burn time, this will unscrew, burn time from this one battery, about an hour and a half at 300 lumens, and at 5 lumens, lowest setting, get about 75 hours of burn time out of it. And there is, of course, an O-ring. It is sealed and rated to, I believe, IPX7 standards as far as waterproof ability. All right, so coming over to this workbench, right here, I have it turned down to 5 lumens. Still enough light to see what I need to do once my eyes are adjusted, or if you're in the field and you just honestly don't need a giant light, but depending on what you're doing, maybe you need more light, so you can crank this thing up all the way up to 300 lumens. So make some space here. And if you're going to work on something and you need all that light, you obviously have it. And the nice thing too is this has a memory, so if you turn it off, it goes to off, and then when you turn it on, jumps right back to 300 lumens. And you have a workable amount of light that spills out over things versus like right here, X300 Ultra, again, a hot spot. Same with this. This is the, I guess, regular X300 before the Ultra. Again, different light, different purpose, but with this I have plenty of light, so if I need to do some sort of task, inspect something, I can, or if it's like, hey, just need a little bit of light, crank this thing down, still be able to see and do whatever it is I need to do, whatever task might need to take care of. And there's that memory, so if I turn it off, turn it back on, comes back on, same place. I will say this is not the lightest or the smallest headlamp. I think it's a little over 4 inches long, about 1.5 inches in diameter, and I think it weighs like 4 ounces. Having said that, probably the best headlamp I've used. And let me caveat that. Not what I want to take necessarily into the backcountry as like a little general purpose light. It is not ultralight by any stretch of the imagination. And it's also not something I want to use if I'm trying to search like at a distance. I think max throw on this is supposed to be like 66 meters, something like that. If that was the case, I would probably use a handheld light. 2 reasons. One, because handheld's probably going to go further. And the last thing I want to do is basically a laser beam. So I'm looking for something, turn to talk, someone blind them, don't want to do that. So why is this thing the best? Because in part the beam, it's basically this really broad throw of light, which is awesome. And then on top of that, you can totally adjust the brightness, which is really handy. Sometimes you need a lot of light and sometimes you don't need very much. Once your eyes are adjusted, if you're doing something, some little task, it's great. But I think one of my favorite things, honestly, is the way this beam actually, or the whole unit, I guess, adjusts there. So usually I actually won't wear this on my head. You're like, but it's a headlamp. I know. And so I'm not going to put it on because it's probably going to mess with my audio. But basically I'll wear it around my neck as a necklace. And what that allows is me to turn this on and orient this perfectly for wherever I need light in front of me. And then when I'm talking to friends, I'm not blinding them because I'm looking at them. And it works really well. And it puts the light right here. You can, again, move this wherever it needs to be to focus at tasks at hand. And just the beam pattern, it's really great. Like, it throws a lot of light and it's really wide. There's not like a big hot spot in the middle or anything like that. And I actually really appreciate that about it. If you're looking at picking one up, you can do so actually through SureFire store over on Amazon. I want to say about 166 bucks. Is it expensive? Yes, no, I don't know, man. As I had mentioned, really like a lot of the features that are built in this, whether it's just being able to slowly, incrementally adjust the brightness or move this exactly where it needs to be. Some really great features built in. And yeah, it's expensive. It's American made. I'm sure you could find something else, half the price, third the quality, but I've been really pleased with this overall. And last but not least, if you appreciate my content and want to support it, greatly appreciate it, whether it's liking and sharing videos or going over to kitbadger.com, picking up stickers, patches, things like that, or purchasing shirts through Teespring. All that stuff helps me go out, create more content for you. But as always, thanks for joining us at kitbadger.com. Look forward to seeing you next time.